Brent Jenkins is a passionate Novocastrian with strategic flair and a high tolerance for uncertainty. As CEO of the Hunter Research Foundation since late 2013, he is focused on creating a vision for the region's future and supporting conversations about how to achieve it. He is an impatient, pragmatic and unconventional leader, with this approach paying dividends in terms of creating positive organisational tension and achieving change. Welcome, Brent. Thanks for meeting with me.
My pleasure.
Let's begin with looking first at the recent changes the Hunter Research Foundation has undergone. As a leader, how do you ensure your team is on board with those changes?
I think creating change is a process, and I think it starts with two things. One is a burning platform. One is having a compelling reason to change. So it's sort of shaking people out of their complacency and saying we need to do things differently if we are to reach our potential, but it's then also creating a compelling vision, somewhere to move to. So I think it's sort of balancing off those factors and having people engaged in the process of understanding where we are. And I may be accused of bringing some brutal honesty to the conversation occasionally, but really saying this is where we are, but we could be here and really achieving a lot more. And I think involving creating and involving a leadership team that's engaged in that process, and I think having good facilitation is also critical, because you want to be part of that process and not dominate it. So I rely on a very good facilitator to help make sure every voice is heard. But ultimately, if you can align people's passions and their objectives for their career and their personal life, and how that align with where the business is going, you're a long way towards success. And for 50 odd years, people here were passionate about the Hunter and wanted to do quality research and really wanted to make a difference. So I think it's creating a structure that would enable that, and that allows everyone to contribute.
So following on from that, how do you encourage creative thinking and leadership yourself within the organisation?
In one sense, I like to get out of the way. I always like to create space for people. I don't like being micromanaged, and that's not my style anyway. So I much prefer to provide a space so that people can take the initiative, come up with an idea or one of mine, many thought bubbles, but take something and run with it so they own it. They get the benefit of the success. If it doesn't work, well, we learn from that, and you've got to encourage risk-taking and a certain attitude for failure and saying, okay, well, let's move on. Looking at the geographic location that we work within, what do you believe makes business in the Hunter unique? Well, there's a perception that the Hunter is a microcosm of Australia. A lot of people said that. In a certain sense, it's true. We're blessed with a variety of opportunities. We have arable land, we have mining opportunities, we have a coast, we have basically everything Australia has. And that's served us well. It creates a resilience, because generally you're not relying on one particular sector, and so you have a natural hedge as things come and go. In more recent times, the mining sector's been quite dominant, and we know there's a lot of industry, a lot of businesses tied to the mining sector, particularly in the Upper Hunter. So, the mining sector sneezes and everyone gets a cold in the Hunter, and we've seen some of the unemployment and business confidence impacted by that. So I think we're blessed with opportunity, and I think we have the potential to have a fantastic region going forward. To me, it's really how do we get together as a region and align behind things that will attract investment.
Now, throughout your career, have you witnessed any leadership traits that struck you as particularly effective?
You only have to hear, the speeches of people like John F. Kennedy and Martin Luther King. I have a dream. As I said earlier, the heart of creating change and actually, generating value is establishing that vision. So to me, it's people that have established a vision and share that vision. It's not, my vision is irrelevant to you. What motivates you is your vision, but if we can align those and that we both share elements of a vision, you can achieve a lot of things. You just have to think, we'll put a man on the moon in 10 years. What a unifying statement that was, the amount of effort, investment, collaboration that went into achieving that. So the leaders that I admire are the ones that can articulate a compelling reason to do something.
Looking back to the business scene again, how do you define the difference between a manager's role and a leader's role?
Well, I think certainly as a CEO you have to wear both hats. As a leader, if I'm wearing my leader hat, and it's probably more targeted on the heart. It's about inspiring and motivating, and I am generally motivated so that everyone achieves their potential. I'm only successful if an organisation is successful, only if people feel that they're successful in it and they're getting what they want out of a role. So as a leader, it's more, I think, targeted at the heart. As a manager, it's more about the head in terms of the analytics, how we perform and what can we improve. I'm a big one for asking why. I don't want to, the why not, so I'm really interested, how can we do something. But ultimately you have to align all that stuff, so you have to have a vision and a business model that resonate, are coherent, so that they reinforce each other. And that's what I have a very simple triangle model of an organisation. It's about achieving alignment between where we want to go and what we're doing as a way to running a high-performance business.
Thank you so much for your time today, providing some insights into your thoughts on leadership in the wider Hunter region. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
You can find Brent at www.hrf.com.au or via LinkedIn.